First, let's all go back in time, shall we? Come join me. Come back to a period in time where we look at maybe the White House entrance / Canada. It's a special place. And we don't know quite where we are yet. It's the beginning of a video. It may be an actual place. It might be a set. I don't trust anyone involved in this. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a news wax exclusive. Donald Trump sits down with Jon Voight. Now, does anybody know how genius it would be if it was just an hour or 21 minutes? They filmed for an hour, but you had to cut it down to 21 because if you show Trump for more than a few minutes, he looks like a jackass, and they know it. It has to be cut down. If it was just Donald Trump and Jon Voight just sitting, just like the two of them, somebody's stomach gurgles. Cracker, Mr. President? No, thank you. Yes. So this is I don't know where this takes place. There's going to be a lot of montage in this. Just warning you. Jon Voight's involved because free trip to Israel and some scratch baby, and he gets to you know, they're giving him that travel cash. So he went to Florida and Israel and shot this. And he's got another thing coming out, and he's going to use footage from the other trip, no doubt, in this. But it's all about the Abraham Accords, the Laura Ingraham Accords, which, if you don't know, were a moment in American history where 4 countries that weren't warring found peace through normalized trade in goods and services, through commercial airline flights. That's right. You said it couldn't happen. It did. Yeah. Now, not only can private planes fly back and forth between the leaders and the wealthy of those countries, people can also now fly coach. It's amazing. And it was worth every $1 billion, both of them, that Jared got after it was over. Basically, it was like a finder's fee, it seems. So here we go. This is Donald Trump and Jon Voight just sitting together having a snack, I think. I don't know. Oops, hold on. I turned the audio off because I was setting this up. There we go. Here we go. In 2020, this is in 2020.
The most significant advancement toward peace in the Middle East was formed.
In 2020, the most significant advancement towards Middle East peace was formed, which just goes to show you in the last 50 years, there's been almost no movement in the direction of Middle East peace. You know what I mean? It's like having a contest, world's loudest whisper. At what point does it stop being a whisper? You're disqualified.
It was an agreement that created new relationships in a manner that had never been attempted before.
No, lots of things have been attempted before.
And it has achieved results that have...
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to hear the results. Obviously, you and I think that these countries, that these ceasefires are meaningless when there's no fire in the first place. But what do we know?
Exceeded all expectations.
You mean the entire lack of expectations?
Chances are you've never even heard of it.
Well, how would I? Obviously, if I haven't heard of it, obviously it was huge. It's amazing. That's the great thing about secret treaties are the best. You know what I mean?
In this very special presentation, I'm going to take you through the history of the land of Israel.
Very exciting.
Culminating in one of the most significant steps forward in the history of Israel.
Yes. I mean, sure, the creation of the state of Israel. This is four things were signed, non-binding agreements for commercial airline flights.
And I'm going to sit down with the president who made it happen.
Who, quite frankly, looks very sleepy. But we tried to recreate the White House as much as possible so I could pretend that I'm in National Security 3.
This is
Bibi Netanyahu is now an AI being.
Israel and the Abraham Accords.
Oh, so great. Right when we get peace in the Middle East, Jon Voight fucks it up and makes it Israel and the Abraham. What about Qatar? Now they're going to open fire again if they ever get, which they didn't. But that's all right.
With Donald Trump and Jon Voight.
I see. As the beaver. Sorry. Okay. All right. I want to bring the audio up a little bit. Wow, that was a... Isn't that little ch at the end? That's some...
And the Abraham Accords with Donald Trump and Jon Voight. While the story that led to the Abraham Accords actually began many thousands of years ago.
In these very buildings, which had less glass at the time.
Today's story begins in, of all places, Bedminster, New Jersey.
Not far from the burial plot of Donald Trump's first wife and tax dodge.
Home of the Trump National Golf Club, where I was fortunate enough to sit down
with a very sleepy. He just got up from his napples.
President Donald Trump.
Yes, I am. That's true. Just don't call me former president. It is early. Okay.
President
Yes.
Trump, this is a big honor for me.
Yes, I know it is for you. You're a lunatic.
And I have to say right away...
before you say thank you and that you appreciate it and know the honor is all yours, before you say that, I want to...
People assume because of some of the stances I've taken
that
we're
I like you.
Friends, we're close friends.
And honestly, I fell in love with you before you ever grabbed me by the junk.
And that we speak often, and I say, well, I don't see him that much, but I'm deeply grateful for
Well, I don't see him that much, and then they cut something out.
You, and so I'm really honored. And I took this. This is so that you think I'm a journalist. You see what I mean? I'm an actor, so I have a problem.
Right. And you're also a very talented person. I think a truly great actor. That's why we honored you at the White House with the highest achievement, and you deserve it.
And thanks for returning the Constitution in pretty good shape. I mean, there was some stains on it. And don't take the fact that I'm having a real difficulty lifting this as any sign of anything but me being a macho as shit.
One of the most fun pictures I have is I heard the music for Midnight Cowboy, the way you had introduced me, and it went on, and I said, I better get up and do something. And I got up and I started doing a little dance move.
Right.
And I have a picture of you laughing when I did that. And that's one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah, that was, well, it was also one of my favorite movies, along with other of your movies.
It was that one. And the reason I like that one so much, Midnight Cowboy, is I felt the theme of it really touched.
But no.
What was it about? Give a lot of people may not know Midnight Cowboy. Just give a little quick synopsis. What did this particular cowboy do at midnight? Did he work at a cattle ranch in the Bronx or something?
I just very much appreciate your expression. Thank you very much.
Great.
Yes, saying that you are honored to see me is a real honor to hear that from someone that I say it's a real honor to see.
What I wanted to speak to you about was something that we started at JLTV. My partner, Stephen Paul, said, what should we do, John, with JLTV?
Yeah, with JLTV. What are we going to do with JLTV, which is Jerusalem, I don't know what the L stands for, TV.
JLTV. And I said, why don't you tell the story of the land of Israel?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to name it Jerusalem, you can't, nobody's going to want to see you traipsing across Wisconsin trying different types of curds.
And we made a TV show called The Land of Israel.
Oh, it sounds great. I've seen it. And it's right up there with Midnight Cowboy in the things that I have seen of yours that are so amazing.
God's story, We told the story of the land of Israel from the actual places that it happened.
Israel? That's weird.
To me,
I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. John, I heard you were a little bit cuckoo, and I don't have a lot. I'm doing a dreamy dream. I'm having a little dreamy dream. In my dream, Ivanka is asking me questions I already know the answers to.
this story
Yeah, he doesn't know.
is so extraordinary. It's God's gift to humankind.
Oh, you mean my story? Yes, the Donald Trump story is exactly that. Thank you for bringing it up, John. Now he's gonna get pissed. I thought you meant.
God says to this man Abraham 3,800 years ago,
3,800 years ago, give or take.
when Abraham was 75 years old, he said, I want you to go away from your home, away from your father's home, to a land I will show you.
You don't have to tell Trump this. He knows this. He's got both Corinthians memorized.
And I will make you a great
Pie. It's going to be a great pie with lots of fruit and it's going to be a crispy and a little drizzle of sugar, but not so much that it's crunchy, because nobody likes that. And a la mode. All right.
nation. I will bless you.
Gesundheit.
And those who bless you, I will bless, and those
Who and tissues and manna from heaven. I hope that's manna in the tissues. I'm a little worried now.
who curse you, I will curse.
And anybody who dances with you, I will make dance. And anybody who shucks, I will jive.
And through you, you will be a
Good. Oh no, John. This isn't church, is it?
blessing to all the families on earth. And this was God's beginning of saying, here's how we'll help the human race get on track.
Yeah, because they were worshiping idols and monarchs. They were imagining that certain men were above the metaphysical rules of all humanity. You know what? Let's skip that part.
Going toward this land we will.
Who is being interviewed here? John, you can do this in voiceover later.
Establish. And we know quickly what happened. Abraham was told when he went to Canaan, which was Israel.
First of all, this is now Donald Trump sits down with Jon Voight. This is I don't like this, John. My Sudafed is wearing off, and in Florida it is too humid for Adderall. I don't know if you know that you cannot crush and snort. You have to take it in pill form, and my digestive tract looks like it looks like a cow pasture littered with landmines that look like the Hamburglar.
Your son Isaac.
No, Don Jr., Israel, Eric,
And Jacob. These
Jingleheimer, and Schmidt. I know this.
will be the base of this land that I'm going to give you.
There's not a Bible in your hand. He's dozing off. This is fucking awesome.
Your people will eventually be a multitude of people, and 400 years from now, they're going to be slaves in Egypt. I will come and get them.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you two. Is this going to be separate checks, or have you you got a chance to look at the menu, or?
And I will prepare them and bring them to the land. This land.
No, we prepare them in the kitchen and we bring them out to you or whatever. But if you want, we do have a thing where we do dessert. I'm sorry, I'll go back. Your drinks are coming.
Land that you're on. And then we will begin
Yeah.
to develop this land toward righteousness.
Yeah. Oil fields and like military stuff and surveillance tech, really big, and hummus. I mean, you got to kind of it's a neighborhood thing. We're just up to our ass in chickpeas around here, and you can't make computer chips out of them, can you? I can. Excuse me. So just all right.
And we know what happened. They went to the land,
He doesn't know what happened, but thanks for telling me.
and unfortunately, these people turned their back on God's.
Those motherfuckers. I mean, honestly, the nerve. I mean, he takes this guy, he sends him over here. He says, "You're magic beans." I think if I'm hearing the story right, this land is better than every other. I made a whole universe, but this patch. That's the good part. Then you live there. Everything'd be awesome. Just don't fuck with me, okay? And then what do? Day 4. I mean,
Statutes. And God said, if you do this, through the prophets, he said this.
yeah, he didn't say it directly, obviously. He was like, I mean, he's got his people, you know what I'm saying? God had his people call their people and be like, listen, this deal is shit, okay?
You're going to be taken from this land.
Yeah. Yes, I'm smiling. Please finish.
Horrors are going to take place for you because this is what you've done. And you will be distributed across the world. You won't be in this land.
No, you'll be, yes. Tower of Babel story. It's the one most pointed to in Ancient Aliens. That God said, look, there's nothing man can do, nothing man can imagine that he cannot do. Let us go down, plural, and confound his language and scatter him upon the face of the earth. The idea being that early man, human beings haven't really changed about 125,000 years, and considering we've gone from like coal-fired, steam engines to super microchips in about 200 years, the question is, did we do that once before? And aliens were like, look, we made you guys because we came down here and we fucked apes, and now like the Galactic Council's making us watch you guys, and now you're already building rocket ships and you're idiots. And so we're gonna have to give you languages and cultures, make you look a little different, move you around the earth, and then when you can get your shit together, then you'll be allowed to leave the planet, but not until then.
And then
That's the Sparks notes of the Tower of Babel story, just in case, just for those in the cheap seats.
prophet said one after the other.
Yeah, I mean, there was a deli number. You're like, now prophesying number 27, and there will be a great confusion as to where things truly are, and the children will lose the things of their fathers that he left there just the night before, around 8 o'clock. That has sort of a wrap-your-work attachment and a handle. And a friend shall lose his friend's hammer.
I will gather them from the.
I just am enjoying him being tortured, having to listen to this shit. Can you imagine the footage of this motherfucker having to go to church?
Nations that they've been sent to.
Blink, blink, blink. I have to remake this and put blink sound effects in it.
Into. And there will be a remnant that will come back.
There often is. And that's why you always want to have tissues nearby.
And we will come back to this land.
Yeah, after the remnant is dried up and stuff. Because until then, it's just not safe to walk around in sandals. Sorry.
And then I will be your God and you will be my people.
Right, after. But he said this through his people who said, I speak on behalf of the... And by the way, when you slaughter a lamb... and you're leaving a sacrifice to God up on the thing, leave the fat bits, okay? Because I don't like the God doesn't like the gristly bits. Not any meat will do. God has a bit of a gastrointestinal thing, and so he likes no organ meats, because
There are people in the world who...
I love that we just had to watch this. You couldn't do this shit. But like talking again, there was no Trump answers in any of that except you're great at midnight cowboy. We're 5 minutes in.
think that the Bible is nothing more than a story.
Yeah, but if you touch this one particular word, your penis get twice as big. It's the get fruitful and multiply thing. It's often misread.
But I would ask them, if that's so, then why did history...
Oh, hear me! Children of Israel, the Lord has given you these 10 commandments for all to obey. And old man, they don't let you live, they don't let you breathe.
Play out exactly as the prophets...
By the way, there's 2 sets of 10 commandments. You guys know that? You guys know that, right? Okay.
told 3,000
Two sets. Two different. There's 20 commandments. There's the originals and the rewrite.
years ago. The Jews were exiled from Israel and spread to all corners of the world.
It's an interesting group of Jews. Just saying.
To Australia, to Manchuria, everywhere.
Yeah, that's the first place they went was Australia. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
Every continent.
Hava, Nagila, Hava. Hey, crack the tubes. Koala, Nagila, koala. Sorry.
After nearly 2,000 years of exile, the
And no boats, which is weird because they had to swim. It was terrible.
prophecy for the Jews' return began
Yeah, well, it was a long time because Australia's far.
to take shape. As it was written in the Bible, the land of Israel ran from Dan to Beersheba. From the years 1517 to 1917, this area had become part of
Can I remind you, this is entitled Donald Trump Sits Down with Jon Voight. How much shit? They had to sit down for at least an hour. The fuck are they cutting around? Like, understand what you're not seeing. No pun intended.
the Ottoman Empire.
Yes. Known for furniture, of course.
At the beginning of World War I, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire
And the king of all red crayons.
Mehmed V chose to join forces with the Central Powers, Germany,
Like a jerk.
Austria-Hungary, and Bulgaria, against the Allies in World War I.
This was a mistake. Just saying. I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna guess this dude's gonna regret that.
A tactical decision that led to his empire's demise.
Yep. See, called it. I just had a feeling. You know what I mean? I'm glad, by the way, I appreciate that, since we only got about 20 minutes of this shit, that Jon Voight jumped from the land that supposedly belonged to Israel that was a lot less than what it currently has now, and just went from Abraham to Australia for a while. Like, I don't know if that's a tacit Mormonism tipping a nod or some shit. And then to World War I. I mean, thanks for skipping all the boring shit. Am I right?
Part of the ceasefire and surrender agreement.
This whole Versailles thing was a mistake. Germany was just not treated well after the...
The Allied countries were awarded mandates over the colonies of the Central Powers in hopes of ensuring that the Great War
would break out between piano players.
Could never happen again. Palestine was placed under the mandate of the British. Shortly after taking control of the region,
I declare this area Palestinian area, and the stein and the steining. Stinning of the, yes. And tea, please, if I may. Thank you.
British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour began to circulate
like a prick.
A memorandum that became known as the Balfour Declaration.
Wait a minute. How did it get that name? Sorry.
Which expressed support for the, quote, establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. This became accepted.
Yes, it was the what I would call the late night, like Europe was with the Jews, like a bartender at closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This is the idea that the creation of Israel as a specific state for the Jews was like, we're very glad you're alive. Could you please live someplace else? Fuck colonizers. I'd like, okay, whatever. Those are the people, they're sending people back, but whatever.
By the British government and the League of Nations. However, Arab...
By the way, that was the minor League of Nations, and they never really made it to the majors.
Nations who were reluctant to see the...
I did not cover the Q rally on Saturday. I'm going to after. We're going to do half of it after this thing's done, and then I'm going to split it up because it's long.
The creation of a Jewish state in the region quickly began to place tremendous pressure
on that woman's hat.
The British Parliament. In time, it succumbed to the pressure, and it soon became clear.
Oh my God! Why are we watching a WikiLeaks page read by Jon Voight?
that a Jewish homeland would never be realized under
Well, I mean, it's just not. I mean, the Homeland's a great show, but you can't port it out to like every country the way you can with like, you know, like an FBI or CSI kind of a show.
the British Mandate. It would remain in limbo until 1948, when Britain turned over the control of Palestine to the United Nations, who partitioned it into two separate countries, one of which would become the Jewish homeland. While this fell far short of the promise of what the Almighty had intended for them,
When he provided them with trumpeters so bad it could wreck architecture. I mean, I've seen some bad musicians in my time, but none of them could actually make your house fall down.
they accepted this as a necessary first step. On May
To getting Jews out of Europe.
14th, 1948,
You can't kill them, but you can't live with them. You can't live with them.
the Jewish residents
By the way, let me be abundantly clear. There's a seriousness to all of this stuff as it played out in history, and the ramifications and the need for a two-state solution in Palestine and Israel and that kind of stuff. That's all very important. This is an inserious bunch of bullshit. So my jokes are about it, not about the general notion of Judaism or the Palestinian people. For fuck's sake. If it never, ever, never take these assholes seriously enough to let them drag you into an important topic on their terms. Do you understand? It's really, really important.
of Palestine declared independence over the land that had been allotted to them, restoring it to its rightful name,
And providing them with a constant piano soundtrack.
Israel. The Arab League, believing
Arab hotheads. Wait a minute. Back the fuck up. Hold on.
restoring it to its rightful name, Israel.
Arab hotheads stir holy war. So they were just big into like, we think we live in a clickbait time. Arab hotheads stir holy war. The New York World Telegraph, final edition. Paris subway shut down due to errant cheese odor.
The Arab League, believing that the Jews
Not to be confused with Human League, by the way. Wait, what's the Human League song? Hold on. I don't know. I'm terrible about my new wave. Yeah, don't you want me? Oh, I got it right. Don't you want me? I know you're Palestinian and I'm an Israeli. Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Sorry. Okay.
would easily be defeated, launched an illegal
Arabs attack U.S. legation. Legation?
unprovoked
As a delegation, not the delegation, the legation.
war to gain control of the Israeli partition. Despite a refusal by the West to support Israel in this assault, the Arab forces miraculously fell to the Israeli militias, known then as Haganah.
Haganah.
They would become the foundation
This is what the fuck? I'm skipping some of this. For fuck's sake. Yeah, when is he gonna look how long? What in the fuck? Hold on. That's the whole first segment of this shit? 8 minutes in, and all we got is, I loved you in Midnight Cowboy.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Wait a minute. Did he reverse the names?
And now, more of my conversation with Donald Trump.
More of it? Any of it? Something? Shit.
Now, our president.
Oh my God, he's still going. I pray that at no point does Trump get another word in edgewise. I know he ends up saying something, but I think this would be so fucking funny if it was just him, like, oh God. Just Jon Voight lecturing him like a fucking lunatic. Let me show you my manifesto, motherfucker.
Our country who carry the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and know this story very well.
We carry the Bible. Are we supposed to Mao's little red book, the Bible, around with us all the time? I'm sorry. I thought I lived in America.
the importance of this land and the gift of this land to this people.
The Jewish people, are we still talking about Israel and Palestine, or it's just an overlap? I see. They're basically the same thing. Here's what happened. I know what's going on. So he said, I'm going to give you this land. It's a magic land. It's a magic land. Here. I mean, that's how she sang it. Anyways, he gave him God said, I'm going to make this land magic and it's all yours, and these people, I'll boom them out of the way. And he was really talking past Israel to America, but Israel thought the hot chick was looking at them when really she was looking at the clock over her shoulder, over their shoulder. You know what I mean? It was one of those moments. He was really talking to the United States. Or not. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Support Israel very well.
No.
And Israel was attacked several times.
And also attacked the Palestinians several times. So you just notice, by the way, in the Abraham part, he skipped the whole thing where it's split into Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And that's kind of been the problem.
By these warring nations.
Basically like three groups of siblings fighting over the inheritance.
And then internally. And our presidents.
You know what's fighting me internally? The desire to choke the shit out of you. I don't know why I'm here. He's never going to say anything.
Didn't do much to help them. Didn't see
I thought this was an interview.
it. They kept offering peace solutions that required.
This is fucking amazing. I know I'm stopping it a lot, but for fuck's sake. He just won't let him say it. If you don't believe in God, this might make you a believer, because the Lord sent one of his most devout offshoots to corner the only person who gives less of a shit about Christian values than he does on camera, so he can't fucking leave. Oh, God.
Israel give up land. Now, Israel's a very small place. They don't have land.
No. I mean, what are they going to... I mean, they have to take it from somebody.
And the Arab nations surrounding them have nothing but land.
All Israeli-Arab peace
Oh,
talks
motherfucker. He's going back to... This is a voiceover again.
have focused on creating borders within Israel where another Arab state
So awesome. You can't understand the joy of watching a self-involved asshole like Trump be lectured to on a topic he has no fucking interest in. Cut away. Because even that's boring. We can't just... Even the Newsmax producers like, we can't just play footage of Jon Voight yammering. Can't just let Jon Voight just blather it.
can reside and have its own independent government.
Now we're back to Wikipedia.
This is what drove both the Camp David Accords in 1978 and the Oslo Accords in 1993.
Which were a bunch of shit, honestly.
However, in both
I mean, they were between warring states and they resulted in ceasefires that saved lots of lives. But was there commercial airline traffic between countries that don't really give a shit about each other?
cases, peace
Oh, shit. No, well, glad to be of service, Kelly.
never materialized. and the assassinations of both Egyptian Prime Minister Anwar Sadat and
Fucked up the whole thing.
Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin were directly tied to these land for peace agreements. The Oslo Accord
Oh my fucking God. Get on with it. Okay, here we go.
civilian areas.
2001. Jump forward to
The Trump administration recognized that the missing step toward peace
was money.
was not a political one,
No, it was
but economic.
where would a guy like Donald Trump get the idea that the way you deal with Arab leaders and Jews is money? It's almost like it's a preconceived notion he's had his whole life.
They quickly began to investigate how
All right. Peace to Prosperity Workshop. Oh, God. Was Marianne Williamson there? She was there, wasn't she?
the United States could help
Grants, subsidized loans, grants and loans, private capital, total resources. I guess these are billions of dollars. I'm going to go with billions of dollars. Nobody's going to get peace for $39,070 in grants and loans all together. $39,770 all together. Never mind.
cement economic agreements between Israel and its surrounding
Hey, look who it is. The true pivot person behind this whole thing. Why is he not interviewing Jared Kushner? Because he actually would blather back at him because he helped work it out. Trump has no fucking idea what happened in any of this. I can't wait. What we've done is so important if he ever gets a fucking word in.
Arab neighbors. Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, began the process of negotiation between Israel
And he made it into a Pollock painting.
and the United Arab Emirates
Oh my God. How did they ever find peace between these two groups that kind of don't give a shit about each other?
to build channels for direct investment and financial cooperation
And, for a fee.
between the two countries. By mid-August of 2020, a deal had been reached.
That Trump had no idea was even going on.
As news of
By the way, don't think for a second that Trump is not aware that Jared walked off with all the sweet deals because of the Abraham Accords, and Trump himself and the Trump organization got fuck all. It's aggravating, yes, terrible even, that Jared Kushner and Ivanka walked away with $2 billion, largely related to this shit. It's kind of hilarious, though, that Trump got nothing of it.
this landmark agreement began to make its way through the Middle East, leaders from the country of Bahrain
Not Bahrain. I mean, did they agree to get rid of their nukes?
reached out to Kushner and his senior
And we're like, hey, we hear you're handing out peace deal loan guarantees from the U.S. government and military aid to the tune of like $50 billion. If people that aren't at war with Israel sign a what is it called again? A peace deal. All right.
senior advisor, Ivy Berkowitz, saying, "We want to be next."
We just finished a very exciting 2 days here in Bahrain where we had the Peace to Prosperity workshop. We
It's so good, and that's great. And don't forget to follow me on TikTok.
had over 20 countries participate and 350 business leaders from throughout the world. This is a very important blueprint for the future of the Palestinian people and
Once they're involved,
hopefully a step in the direction of making this a safer, more prosperous region with tremendous opportunity for all the people.
On
and all the people in the Kushner real estate empire.
September 15th, 2020, the leaders of the United States
The cannons went silent. The bombs ceased to fall. The planes were called back. The edge of war was averted, and someone unplugged Joshua.
Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain signed
interesting peace accord. The only way to win is not to sign.
The Abraham Accords on the South
Wait a minute. Why are you signing mine? That's mine. Why are you signing on my name? Now it doesn't work.
lawn of the White
What the fuck are you doing?
House.
Abraham, as many of you know, was the father of all three great faiths.
Yeah, and a sign of unity in the world. At least the good thing about him as a dad, he raised the kids to get along. Not since Cain and Abel have there been siblings that got.
He's referred to as Abraham in the Christian faith.
He's like, no, I don't need to hear this at all. Jesus Christ, every time I sit down around this stuff, somebody's haranguing me about this nonsense. I just got an earful from Jon Voight for like 2 hours.
Faith, Ibrahim in the Muslim faith, and Abraham in the Jewish faith.
And Abe to his friends.
And no person
And Gabe Kaplan to fans of Welcome Back, Kotter.
better symbolizes
Hal, do you think Trump didn't get a piece of Kushner's pie? Yes. I don't. He did not get a piece of it. No. Ivanka will get a piece of it, but she's separate from the Trump org because they had to separate. That's why she and Jared, I mean, the idea is that if he needs a bailout, there'll probably be a source of money for him. One of the things you got to know is that Kushner's eventually, if the Trump properties get in trouble, the next buyer of choice under the table will be Jared and Ivanka buying these things effectively out from under their dad. And then they'll give Don and Eric something to do.
the potential for unity among all these three great faiths.
Yes, nothing will bring Judaism, Islam, and Christianity together like three states that don't really give a shit about each other being able to have commercial airline flights. It's not since Hungary offered peanuts on flights to Yugoslavia.
Than Abraham, and that's why this accord has been given that name.
It's a thing. I signed a thing.
I wanted it to be called the Donald J. Trump Accord, but I didn't think the press would understand that, so I
He's not kidding.
didn't do that.
This day is a pit.
And by the way, I want to, and we're having great fun at the expense of Jon Voight, but I want to thank him for leaving that quote in and showing what an absolute stooge Trump is.
Pivot of history.
By the way, fuck Bibi is what Trump said after he left office, and Bibi Netanyahu called Biden and congratulated him on his win. He just hates him now. It's great. I mean, there is more war between Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu than there ever was between Israel and Bahrain in the modern era.
It heralds a new dawn of peace.
I stand here today to extend a hand of peace and receive a hand of peace.
I would like to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new...
The declaration supporting peace between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the State of Israel is an historic step.
Yes, it's one of the few declarations of peace that were not preceded by acts of war. It's I never even thought of it. You know what I mean?
On the road to genuine and lasting peace.
We are already discussing this with other nations.
Yeah, so if he just had won the election, Iran was like right there.
Very powerful, very good nations, and people.
Oh, good. All right. So the bad nations, which are the problem ones, they're not interested, is what you're saying?
That want to see peace in the Middle East.
Shortly thereafter, Sudan.
If they want to see peace in the Middle East, then getting them to sign on to a peace deal shouldn't take any fucking work at all. You should have done it right out of the gate, dipshit.
And Morocco, Oman, and Jordan formally signed the accords as well, clearing a host of new economic
Morocco? Holy shit.
ties in this region. The accords have pumped billions of dollars into
Of U.S. funds.
the economies of all the countries involved.
Of U.S. dollars.
And when I became president, and even
Oh, look, they cut to the questions now. Like I don't know where the fuck they're picking up from. He was midway through saying something.
before I became president,
Even if and after, I mean, I'm still president.
I spoke very favorably about Israel. Golan Heights, as an example.
The Golan Heights.
I said Golan Heights. People told me Golan Heights, and I was like, Go Long Heights. And I thought, and then I was watching The Heights, which they had that one hit song, so good. Not a big radio hit, but very popular.
Were yet another attempt
People have said good things.
by the Israelis to trade land for peace. The Israelis captured the Golan Heights from Syria during the Six-Day War in 1967. After a ceasefire had been called between...
I feel like this is like Cliff Notes for people who don't understand Trump talk. I said Golan, especially Golan Heights. All right, he means he didn't say anything else about Golan Heights. People might not know. Golan Heights are important because
in Israel, Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, the Israeli Knesset...
What the fuck is this? God damn it. We're 13 minutes in. He said like 18 words. This is hilarious. What happened? Did he walk out?
was prepared to return the Golan Heights to the Syrians in exchange for peace. This offer...
in exchange for peace. A piece of Egypt, actually.
Was quickly rejected when Syria signed on to the Khartoum Resolution at the end of the 1967 Arab League Summit.
The nerve.
The resolution became known in Arab circles as the three no's. No peace with Israel, no recognition of Israel,
and no Mayo. Hold the Mayo.
Negotiations with Israel. As such, both Israel and Syria continued to lay claim to the land.
Like a dick.
December 14th, 1981, Israel passed the Golan Heights Law, extending Israel's law.
That's Donald. You can't see him very well. Donald Trump was there. That's him in the hat. There he is. He came disguised because he didn't want to be an overt negotiator. That's part of the art of the deal. So he would often, it's a trick he learned from Rudy Giuliani. He would show up in drag and
laws, jurisdiction, and administration to the Golan Heights. Israel's sovereignty over the land had not been recognized.
I signed a thing. I did a poo-poo.
By any other country.
I did a poo-poo on the Bible.
Until
you getting this? Are you getting this? I don't even... Anybody getting this?
Until the Trump administration changed the U.S. position.
All right, I'm done.
To assert that the Golan Heights were part of the state of Israel. When we come back...
When you come back? Where the fuck are you going? Okay. We come back.
And now, more of my conversation with Donald Trump.
Your guess is as good as mine, people. I don't know what's happening.
I've always had a good relationship with
Israel?
People of the Jewish faith.
Oh my God. This is one of those conversations where if you have like a racist family member, you might recognize this as one of the signs where you start to white knuckle the Thanksgiving table, hoping that they don't like go on a screen. It's like, this could definitely, there's a fork in the road. Please go that way.
I've gotten along with them very well.
As you know.
Great respect for what they've done, what they've accomplished.
You mean, all right. No, I'm not even gonna.
The promises that were made bring.
They cut that in to make it look like Voight gave him a fucking second. But this is from the first conversation. This is Voight just prattling. I swear to God, after Voight left, they shot B-roll of Trump answering questions from another person just to get something. Like an assistant from JLTV sat down and went, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Mr. Voight forgot to ask them. One of them was, he wrote it down, like, Jews love you. If you like Jews, check this box. That's not, but just, can you answer that as kind of a question?
Our embassy into Jerusalem, for instance, happened under this president, Donald Trump.
Jerusalem.
Oh my God. They didn't.
Is recognized as the capital.
Fuck me. Get on with it. Look at them trying to tell like, aha. And when Trump gets in, I'm gonna fuck him. I can't wait till you screw Trump out of one of his wins. You know, because I'm really a bad guy dressed as a good guy. Humans smell so interesting. I hope I will be able to clean my nostrils later after I return home. Uh-oh.
Exactly 70 years ago, the United States, under President Harry Truman, became the first nation to recognize
Oh my God! Now he's doing Wikipedia. It's dueling Wikipedia from these motherfuckers.
the State of Israel. Today, we officially opened the United States Embassy in Jerusalem.
While it was
That's all you get. That's all he gets. Yeah, we know how that happened. Stupid. Oh, okay. Here we go.
which leads
Fine.
one to question, are we near a time of great peace?
Yes, obviously, Trump is here. It means Jesus is going to return. There'll be a tribulation. Obviously, the next 100 years are going to be full of strife and a lot of, airplanes crashing because the Christian pilot was just taken up, and the rest of us is just having to, be in like modern Sodom and Gomorrah, but without any of the rich, thick shakes.
I believe that there's going to be a turnaround.
Is that hope?
He finally just had enough and interrupts him.
Time of great
Or this is an edit. Listen to the cut that happens in Voight talking.
peace.
I believe that there's going to be a turnaround.
Is that hope?
See that? They slice that over. There you can hear, like, if you're listening with headphones, you can hear they overlapped another take and tried to take out what he was saying.
Or is that from your instinct? Why do you believe that?
Why do you believe that? Because you keep talking about Abraham Accord like it was something. Are you a nut? You're a nutcase, right? Also, Trump is dry humping. He's fucking a flag in that picture.
I mean, if some very big things don't happen very quickly, there can't be a turnaround.
I agree. People say to me all the time, will Donald Trump run? I said, certainly will run, but we can't wait too long.
Yes, he's got to run for, he's got to be Speaker of the House. You have to be Speaker of the House.
And I wanted to just say something about this gentleman. Just in this place we're at Trump International in New Jersey, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place, great golf course. I'm
Rich thick steaks, big chocolate cake. It does. We are next to a chemical plant, so
from the other coast, Palos Verdes, and you have a wonderful golf course there, which I visit.
right. I do. Do we sell that yet? That's German bank.
And they tell a story. You went into the place and
By the way, they cut this story down.
you check on the place, and whenever you come to anywhere, everybody says he knows everyone who works in every one of his facilities.
Nonsense.
I know you have places all over the country. You went into the place and said, "Is Sally so and so working here?"
Yeah. The is the chick with the huh?
Today.
Yeah. I'll notice it was a name like Sally. It wasn't one of those really hard to say names. If you get what I'm. All right.
You went in and said, "Oh, yeah, have her come see me," and you went to one of the offices.
I don't remember any of this. Is this a Me Too thing?
And she came in and you said, "I hear you're having a little bit of a difficulty." And she said, "Well, I have some cancer issue."
I have some cancer, actually. Would you like some? I keep it in a small tin.
And
Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
see, I'm getting emotional. See, this is from you keep saying the champ. You can't watch the champ without crying. Well, I can't. I can't go
Oh, my God.
through this story without crying. And you said, "I'll take care. Let me take care of the whatever it's going to cost. I want to take care of you. You're valuable to me."
Please now, if this is anything but absolute batshit lunacy, in a normal world, you would cut to the other person and they would go, yeah, Sally had been with us for 10 years or something. And look, I'm glad to be in a position to do this, but she's a real fighter. She's the kind of person that, my kids know her very well. And we have we're an organization. We have health insurance for a lot of people, but she had come to us late and didn't have that. Like, you tell the story like you fucking know it. What do you think the chances are going to be that, all right, we'll just see. We'll just see.
Whatever that is. I mean, that's who you are.
No, it isn't.
That's who I know you to be. And people, when they work for you, all these...
I don't recognize any of this story, honestly.
People here that I've met and the people I've met at the various facilities and down...
Well, yeah, John, you're not going to meet the people who are pissed at him. You're going to only meet the ass kissers because you're there to interview him. You understand? Like, I like it, like the minute Jon Voight's like, I like to break away from, the handlers and the other people and just go downstairs and just kind of shake hands and see if security jumps me.
Down in Mar-a-Lago, they always have a smile on their face.
Yeah, it's part of their job, dummy.
And they're always very clever people, really.
Yes. They're like, wait a minute. Weren't you in Midnight Cowboy?
Good folks who do.
That Anna de Rothschild chick, she didn't work, but I saw her.
Job well. And I also just have a personal thing to thank you for. My father was a golf professional. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that you have a great golf game.
We are almost to the end of this. We are 18 minutes into a 21 and 30 second. This is fucking lunacy.
And you have a great appreciation for the game.
You're at his golf course.
And
is it because it's not really physically demanding? I mean, I'm sure the pros work very hard, but it's just like a rich asshole leisure sport for most of the people that play it. Or
one of the things that you did, you've taken these different areas across the country
that could have been for housing or parks or just stuff that the general public can afford to do, and you made it
that we're going to seed a little bit, and you looked at them and you said, we can do something with this place, and you turned it into something that was a blessing for that area.
Yes, like the Lord did with Israel. See what I did there?
And for all the people that work there.
Yes, and of course the Israelis and the Palestinians.
You did this in New Jersey, you did it here, you did...
John, you're losing me, okay? This chair is not that comfortable. We're in a room with no furniture, buddy. Wrap it up.
And you did it with Doral. And from my understanding of golf, you see.
Yes. It's basically, if you think about it, it's the Israel of golf.
Doral was a course that was up here.
Yeah, of golf courses. It's in the top 35 of American golf courses.
One of the great courses. It was no longer in the picture for the big tournaments because it would have to be adjusted to the longer game, the different the ball speed and all of this.
Yeah, it's an old course, mostly meant for rich assholes engaged in a leisure activity to get away from listening devices and discuss white collar crime. It's the old fashioned style of golf.
The stuff that it had to be.
Motherfucker, this asshole is not going to ask a question. I mean, they had to call it Trump Sits Down with Jon Voight because it wasn't Jon Voight sits down with Donald Trump. It sure as fuck wasn't. Trump sat down and then this just launched onto him. Yeah, I know.
Approached and changed. You took that on and you made it into a great golf course.
Yeah, not one of the best, obviously, because you can't use it for tournaments anymore because it's kind of a bit, but like.
And I think it's one of the most charismatic golf courses.
Yeah, I like the cut of its jib. I'm not ashamed to say that I let Doral pick me up in a bar one night, and I said yes. I said yes to things that I've never said yes to before. And I think it was just, maybe it was the music playing, maybe it was the wine, but Doral grabbed me by the shirt collar and fucked my shoes on backwards. And I...
in the country now, Doral, because of you. So I have
What is that sound?
that to thank you for. Anyway, so I...
This is so good. Anyway. It's just brutal. Jon Voight has almost succeeded in making me feel sorry for Trump. But that's literally a moral impossibility. Anyways, we're almost at the end of the interview. I had a question. Credits.
I'm just very grateful for your presence in so many areas.
Yes, and since you won't let me manually tickle your taint with my uvula.
But
First of all, I think it's so nice.
First of all, can we wrap this shit up? I think it's very nice what you said. You've said a lot of nice things. You said a lot of things I don't understand. Mostly, I was just letting the words wash over me.
The way you express that, and even the slight little tears that come. You're just a fantastic person.
Yeah, he almost said great actor. Even the little tears. I mean, I was hoping for Oscar-level tears about the whole... What was that woman's name again? Sally, sir. Sally, right. This Sally, some system, Fringenson.
And I really want people to come together.
Mm-hmm. Right now, over me.
I want
I want you and I to come together. I think there's a scene in Midnight Cowboy, and I don't know if you remember it, but
United States.
It was actually cut out of the final project. But if you'd indulge me for a second, Carl, bring the baby oil. This is
To be.
And I'm gonna need a 9-iron. And can someone staple the picture of Trump humping the flag to the ceiling, just for me? It's a line of sight character thing. Anyways, where was I?
One in their understanding of the greatness of this country and wanting its future to be magnificent for the new generations to come.
Yes, make America magnificent again, Mama.
And that means the world will go toward peace. So I say to the folks.
Yes. Hi, Jon Voight. Hi, thanks for involving us. We have been more involved in this conversation than Trump has.
I say, let's stay.
Let's get this party started.
In hope. Let's appreciate our country, and let's appreciate those.
Donald Trump, who is so gracious to sit here and listen to me fucking windbag for an hour to the point where they got nothing cuttable out of this.
Those who are capable of turning the tide and bringing us back to the greatness that we were given by our founding fathers. So,
well, I want to thank you and
thank you for ending this. I want to be honest to God. If I wasn't wearing a diaper, I'd have walked out.
We love the country. The country's in trouble.
Can I do can I just do a little of my rally speech thing that I do? It's just like I don't do each bit, but I just do like the punchlines. Country's in trouble. We're in trouble. We got to fix it. Like people have never. I say like people have never seen before.
It's got to be solved fairly quickly.
Yes, before this interview takes my life by using up what little time. No one knows how much time they have left, but you've taken an inordinate amount of what time I have.
Yes.
Yes, yes. It must be immediately. I'm here with you. I brought a canister full of fertilizer, and I've been collecting my urine. I think if you just read my manifesto and join my plot, we could, if we leave right now, we could, I have a crew with us, we could film the whole thing. It'd be a road trip to Washington, D.C., and you could be president by Wednesday.
There is no choice but to solve the problem, but it's
It's true. Yes, I know. The problem of Israel and Palestine.
a big problem.
It is a big problem. Israel and Palestine have been
It's a big problem.
Is it a big problem though?
And I hope it continues forward, and
You hope I'm sorry. Congratulations, Trump. You, after sitting through fucking 20 minutes of Jon Voight blather, you have out dumbfucked him in the last final seconds. It was like a shot across the court that the judges just ruled was worth 70 points.
it's a big problem. And I hope it continues forward, and
All right. Yeah. If that was an edit, the editors are fucking with him, and God bless them for the good work that they do. If it wasn't an edit, I would have someone immediately check his blood alcohol level.
we love Israel, and we hope everything's going to be okay.
Sure.
Yeah, over there, it's nutty.
A lot of good moves have to be made, or it's not going to be okay. And
Yeah, we got to get those moves going. Like this kind of a move, or
we say God bless you and good luck. John, thank you very much.
John, get the fuck out of my empty room with 2 chairs.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for this time, Mr. President. I hope it's worthy of you.
Oh, no, this is excellent.
Oh no, this is great. It's been great. I mean, one of the easiest interviews I've had. Nobody brought up Stormy Daniels. No, this has been awesome.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, John.
John has a new career.
John is the greatest. I didn't have to do too much talking.
No, because John did too much talking.
He's the greatest.
No, you were great.
Watch your head, John.
Watch your head, John. It's empty and has a tendency to float.
Did you guys want to stay for dinner? Did you want to just, they have great food.
Get them some food. I'm not eating with them.
Can we get a table set up for you? You want to, are they set? Upstairs.
I'll get them set.
Will you take care of that?
That's, by the way, that's how he ended it. Jesus Christ. That's how it ended, and they played that extra footage because it shows the human side and what it sounds like when he talks, I guess, because can we set them up, because he's like, he was in a movie, and if I walk around with him, people will go, oh my God, Angelina Jolie. I used to have a poster of her that man. God damn, that was wonderfully boring.